you seen out of Johnny in the last couple of days?
He's been locked in. I could tell he's been excited with this opportunity. You could tell right away just him coming in on Monday and Tuesday working and having that sense of urgency, knowing he's going, and I think he's improved throughout the week. All I know how to do is to coach a guy how to be a good quarterback, and so I do that over and over again, but the last thing I want to do is take away from who he is. Once that game starts and that ball snaps, we've coached him since we've got him, and he's worked at it since he's been here, and he's tried to develop in every facet. But when that ball snaps, I don't want him thinking about coaching points. I don't want him thinking about how the play's supposed to be. I want him reacting, and hopefully when someone's open, he reacts and lets it rip, and hopefully when someone's not, he reacts and does his deal. And you just don't want to take that away from him. One thing that I've enjoyed about Johnny is, throughout the preseason and stuff, is Johnny does a pretty good job of protecting himself. He's got a pretty good knack for when to slide. He can run full speed, get down at the last second. So he's very capable of doing it, and just got to constantly remind him to don't get too competitive and decide that you don't have to do it. Don't take those hits, get down, protect yourself, because we need you for the whole game.
Do you know him good enough by now, or do you go back to the A&M tape at all?
Oh, that's something I did a lot in the off season. That's something that's been a part of it. Trying to use that exact playbook this week, so I'm getting used to it. So we'll see how it goes.
But did you use it? Did you go back and see any film this week?
Yeah, I look at it here and there. Try to revisit some plays and stuff. You want to put stuff in that gives a guy like Johnny a chance to be comfortable, a guy like Johnny a chance to make plays, but you got to be real careful with it too, because the play only works if the other 10 guys do their job also, and the way guys do their job is by practicing it over and over again, and when it is your first week, you don't get to practice it as much, but I try to be smart with that, and the more reps you get, the more time that goes, the more you're able to do. And you don't want him to freak out too much. Don't be scared to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, come back and make the next play. If you make a few mistakes in the game that hurt us, hopefully you come back and make a play that helps us. So there's definitely a fine line, but you don't want to scare a guy to playing like a robot. He is a talented guy, and you want him to make sure that he can go out there and just let it go and play freely, and we'll work on that each play throughout the game, and I think I'll get better at working with him as my experience working with him in games goes, and I think he'll do the same. Everything out here is pretty much scripted and stuff, and I'm waiting. I'm sure it's going to happen pretty fast. We call a pass play, and he's going to do 6 spins, reversing back and forth outside the pocket, and I'm going to hold my breath and be yelling half the time, and then probably be running and jumping on top of him excited at the end of it. So who knows what will happen, and I think that's why everyone enjoys watching him, and so I'm excited to see what he does. It'll be fun.
Do you have to sort of sedate him?